Yeah, Burkina Faso has been the latest African country to remove visa free for African. What's up, my people? It's me, Kevin, again. I welcome you all into this channel. This is where we talk matters about Africa. Now, Burkina Faso has been the latest African country to remove the visa for African in diaspora and African at large. You can now move to Burkina Faso for free. Just there's no fee.
Dugu
Watch
says
out.
it's waiving fees on entry visas for citizens across the continent. The only requirement for Africans wanting to visit Burkina Faso is to fill out an online form and have their application approved. Until now, a tourist visa cost just under $100, while a business visa ran to about $165. The country's Minister of Security, Mahamadou Sana, said the measure was aimed at strengthening the historic bonds of brotherhood between African people as part of a pan-Africanist agenda of interim President Ibrahim Traoré. Sana said the move would also help to boost tourism to the West African nation, promote Burkinabe culture, and improve Burkina Faso's visibility abroad. But Sana stressed that free does not mean exempt. Visas haven't been abolished, and visitors still have to obtain a valid visa in order to enter the country.
Yeah, slowly by slowly, Africans are start to realizing that these things of boundary is no use for us. That we need to unite. We need to be a free zone for African, so that this continent can prosper. Yeah, Kenya removed the visa. Rwanda removed the visa. Now you can see slowly by slowly other African countries are coming forward. And it's a very good move to see that Burkina Faso also has followed the suit because, as you know, Ibrahim Traore is showing a good example and is supporting Pan-Africanism in this continent. So when we hear this kind of news from him, does mean it's a good indication that Burkina Faso is standing still and it's ready to receive other
Historic
Africa.
step under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. In a cabinet decision announced this week, the transitional government confirmed that visa fees for all African nationals are now free of charge. Let's be clear, the visa requirement itself remains, but from now on, Africans traveling to Burkina Faso will no longer need to pay a visa fee. Officials explained that the administrative process of applying for a visa is still necessary. Travelers will still present documents, fill out forms, and receive an entry stamp. But the financial barrier, the cost that often discourages movement, has been completely removed. This decision is not just bureaucratic, it is deeply political. It reflects a larger vision for the country, a push toward Pan-African solidarity, regional integration, and the free movement of people across the continent. Burkina Faso hopes that by opening its doors more widely, it can boost trade, attract tourism, and strengthen cultural ties. Officials have described it as a gesture of unity, sending a clear message that Africans are welcome in Burkina Faso, without conditions of wealth or privilege. Observers say the announcement carries strong symbolism. For years, African citizens have often faced more restrictions traveling within Africa than Europeans face traveling inside the European Union. Many Africans still need visas to visit neighboring countries, sometimes paying high fees for short stays. By waiving those fees, Burkina Faso is breaking with that model and promoting a more open Africa. The decision also comes at a time of dramatic transformation in the Sahel region. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have moved closer together in recent months, forging new military and economic partnerships after stepping away from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Analysts say this visa policy fits perfectly into that pattern, removing barriers, strengthening bonds, and asserting sovereignty. Reactions inside Africa have been mixed, but passionate. Supporters call the policy a game changer for mobility. They point out that visa costs, even when small, often discourage ordinary people from traveling. Students, traders, and tourists alike will now find it easier to visit Burkina Faso. One regional commentator described it as a powerful gesture of African hospitality. Another analyst noted that by lowering barriers, Burkina Faso is taking concrete steps toward the dream of continental unity often spoken about by leaders but rarely implemented in policy. But critics are cautious. They raise questions about implementation. How will airports and land borders handle the change? Will border guards be properly trained to enforce the new rule? Will online systems and consular offices abroad be updated in time? Others raise security concerns. Burkina Faso, like many countries in the Sahel, has faced instability and armed violence. Some critics worry that easier access could make it harder to control security risks. Officials, however, argue that visas will still be required. They are simply free of charge, and security checks will remain in place. Still, the symbolism cannot be denied. At a time when many countries around the world are tightening borders, Burkina Faso is moving in the opposite direction. Instead of restriction, it is offering openness. Instead of exclusion, it is offering welcome. For Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the move may also carry political weight. It strengthens his image as a Pan-African leader, committed to independence, solidarity, and unity. Some observers believe this step could inspire other African governments to reconsider their own visa policies. Indeed, across Africa, the question of free movement has been debated for decades. The African Union has proposed a continent-wide passport, but progress has been slow. Only a handful of countries, such as Rwanda and the Gambia, have made significant efforts to open their borders to fellow Africans. Now, Burkina Faso joins that list, and in doing so, it raises the pressure on others to follow. Whether this policy will spread remains to be seen, but what is clear is that Ouagadougou has sent a powerful message. Burkina Faso belongs to Africa, and Africa belongs in Burkina Faso. This is more than a visa change. It is a statement about the future of the continent. It is a declaration of intent from a country that wants to redefine its role in Africa's story. For travelers, the impact will be felt soon at airports and land crossings. For leaders, the impact may last far longer, reshaping how African nations see each other and how the continent moves toward its shared destiny.
When we remove these boundary restriction, these visas restriction, that's when the true unity of Africa is coming. So this means it's a good start and a good move for African at large. What's your thought? What do you see about this? Because slowly by slowly, even if is a total is moved, but Africa is moving forward. Let me hear from your comment. What do you think about this move? See you then.